Top 5 Best Samsung Tablet. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Tab 4. The Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 is the perfect device for reading your favorite books on. Its 1280 by 800p resolution screen delivers crisp, clear text, eye-catching colors and vibrant graphics. Packed with standout features, the tablet has a built-in IR blaster that turns the device into a universal remote control. Design. This is a fairly standard-looking tablet, but like many tablets in the Samsung stable, appearances can be deceptive. Weighing just over 9.5 ounce and measuring 7.36 by 4.25 by 0.35 inches, it's lightweight, incredibly portable, and very user-friendly too. It's comfortable to use, despite the off-putting plastic appearance, and fits snugly in the hand with no slippage. The headphone jack is on the top edge and the micro USB charging point on the bottom. There's a lock switch and volume control on the right, and a micro SD card slot protected by a secure flap. One thing we loved was the display, which, for a tablet of its size and price, is high standard. It may not be up to the technical standards required for modern gaming, but it's still pretty decent. Display, sound and features. This premium standard tablet is one of the most solid performers on the tablet market in 2020. However, it doesn't add anything particularly startling or new in terms of quality. The display is typical, with a resolution of 1280p x 800p. Again, this may not sound impressive, but in practice it does a great job. Sound is pretty awful for a tablet. There is only a single, tiny speaker on the rear of the Galaxy Tab 4. To be fair, it's difficult to imagine how it could be anything else, given the tablet's dinky dimensions. Headphones, at the very least, are the way to go, and if you don't like headphones, get a wireless speaker. But you will definitely be looking for those alternatives at the outset. There are two cameras on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 4. The rear camera is 3 megapixels, and the front shooter is 1.3 megapixels. They're fun and easy to use, and the rear camera captures much better quality video and images. However, the front snapper is still going to be very useful for Skype and selfie images and other reference photos. There is also an IR, infrared, blaster in the Samsung Galaxy Tab 4, this will enable you to use it as a universal remote control for compatible items. Overall performance. Samsung's user interface can require a bit of juice under the hood in order to make everything run smoothly. A pretty impressive Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor tablet powers the tablet. However, the operating system is Android 4.4 KitKat, and many people will prefer a more recent OS. If you primarily look for design in a tablet, then you'll be happy with this system. And the quad-core processor runs at 1.2 GHz and 1.5 GB of RAM. While this is nothing spectacular, it's good enough to cope with any standard apps or games. This tablet has 8 GB internal storage, and you can expand this using micro SD cards. The limit for expansion is a quite disappointing 32 GB, however. But the good news is that you also get some 50 GB of free Dropbox storage. It also comes with $300 plus worth of free content and services. Overall, it's good, but not particularly breathtaking. However, if it's a first-time purchase, this would definitely be a very attractive option. Battery life. Average battery life is as per the manufacturer's claim of around 10 hours. Obviously, this will vary depending on the nature of usage, how much video, for example. However, it's a pretty good indication of what this tablet is able to do over extended periods of usage. Coming in number 4. Samsung Galaxy Tab E 9.6. If you want entertainment on the go, then the Samsung Galaxy Tab E 9.6 is the tablet for you. The battery life of this product alone would make it a surefire inclusion in any Samsung tablet review. The device has been designed to keep you entertained or working all day, with a 7300 mAh battery. Kids mode allows children to enjoy the tablet too, but securely and safely. Design. The 9.6 inches Samsung Galaxy Tab E is a very temptingly priced alliterative to the higher-end likes of Apple's iPad. It even gives some higher-end products in the Samsung range a run for their money. It's an inexpensive all-rounder, and its design reflects this. The case is the standard fare from Samsung, and is available in black and white. It is certainly not going to win any awards for design innovation. However, it is a well-built device that feels a lot more high-end than it might appear at first glance. The 9.6 inches display makes for a relatively large case, 9.52 by 5.89 inches. However, it's only 0.38 in thick and weighs just 1.21 pounds. This makes it one of the most conveniently portable devices you could hope to find in 2020. Sure, it's heavy compared to, say, the iPad Air. However, for a tablet of its display size, it scores quite highly in the portability stakes. Display, sound and features. The Galaxy Tab E has a 9.6 inches display of 1280 by 800p resolution. The crisp definition and fantastic color reproduction make viewing video or still imagery a pleasure. Even playing games is a cut above experience, compared with some tablets. However, if you do plan to play games, you'll need decent headphones or a wireless speaker to boost the audio. The internal speakers on the device are really not the best. There is only one small speaker, which is a bit of a letdown. However, the problem is easily rectified if you're prepared to invest in headphones or an external speaker. Another great feature is the Kids mode, which is included on a number of tablets in the Samsung range. Kids mode enables you to set up customized individual profiles for your children. You'll be able to adjust settings for gameplay time and stipulate what apps can be used by each child. As parental controls go for tablets, this is a first-class feature. There are two cameras on this tablet, a 5pm camera on the rear and a 2-megapixel shooter in front. In either case, the quality of the images is pretty average, nothing special. The images will suit reference shots, document scans or selfies. But really, if you have a decent smartphone or iPhone, the cameras on those will do a much better job. Split screen mode is another fantastic feature. This enables the user to run two apps simultaneously, a great solution for multitaskers. Battery life. Battery life on the Samsung Galaxy Tab E 9.6 is pretty decent. We managed to get approximately 8 hours of runtime on a fairly high workload. So, it will be more than suitable for the demands placed upon it by the average household. Overall performance. In general, the performance of the Samsung Galaxy Tab E 9.6 is very satisfactory. However, this is only the case if you stick to relatively basic tasks and don't multitask the overly complex stuff. For web browsing, video viewing, gameplay and social media, this is adequate if you do it one task at a time. The problems start when you attempt to perform such tasks simultaneously using the split-screen video. It is functional, but the performance feels a little labored. The 1.3 GHz quad-core processor and 1.5 GB of RAM is pretty functional as far as it does. However, with only 8 GB of internal storage available, you'll have to be selective what you can do with it. However, the system is expandable by means of South Dakota card, up to 128 GB. Another neat feature, Samsung Side Sync, enables you to pair this tablet with any mobile device, even an iPhone. This feature will make it easier to share images and other materials with other users. The 5.1 Lollipop operating system this runs on is perfectly adequate for what the tablet does. However, some users may find the lack of Android 6.0 a bit of a deal breaker. Coming in number 3. Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1. The Samsung Tab A 10.1 inch is a middle-entry contender on this Samsung tablet review roundup, with all the specs of a high-end tablet but at an affordable price point. The 10.1 inches screen is perfect for enjoying your favorite films or gaming. It is an ideal device either for work or entertainment. Design. The design of the Galaxy Tab A 10.1 is pretty basic, with a polycarbonate case and availability only in white and black. However, it is very sturdy and robust, and the integration of the display into the bezel is seamless. The rear of the case is rubberized to make more a steadier and more firm grip. You will probably notice the slight magnetized feel on the rear cover as well, and this is a feature for attaching the optional extra of the book cover case. A particularly noticeable feature of the Galaxy Tab A10.1 is its weight, which tips the scales at about 18.5 ounce, making it one of the heaviest tablets on the market in 2020. Held in portrait mode, there are no ports on the left side, a nano SIM slot, micro SD card slot, volume control and power button on the right, a microphone, micro USB and headphone jack on the top edge, and stereo speakers on the bottom. While the stereo speakers are good, we felt that their positioning was a design weakness, as it means that they will not deliver true stereo when the tablet is held in landscape mode, which it will be for gaming. Display, sound and features. The display has a resolution of 1920 by 1200p, with a pixel density of 224 ppi, and individual pixels cannot be singled out and identified with the naked eye, a clear advance over previous editions in the Galaxy Tab series. The tablet has a built-in sensor to automatically control brightness according to ambient light. One particularly good feature is that the tablet is pretty well suited to use outdoors, although you will probably have to take to the shade in very sunny conditions, due to the highly reflective surface of the display. However, we found that angling, rather than brightness adjusting, was the way to go to tackle this problem. Visually and performance-wise, gaming and video are of an excellent standard on this tablet. The sound is a disappointment as much due to the positioning of the speakers as anything else. That's become when held in landscape mode the sound comes from only one side of the tablet. Taken on its own merits, sound is pretty good. The stereo speakers have an upper volume limit of 89.4 dBA, and don't distort at high volume. However, the sound is all mid and high frequency, and the bass is very weak. However, this is a problem that can be rectified with a pair of headphones or earbuds, or a wireless speaker. Cameras on the tablet are nothing spectacular. Although the main camera has impressive numbers, 8 megapixel, with 3264 by 2338p for 4:3 and 3264 by 1836p for 16:9, with a variety of picture modes, LED flash, and Full HD video at 30 frames per second, the actual images are pretty average. And the front-facing shooter, with its 2MP resolution, is about what you would expect. Battery life. Battery life of the Galaxy Tab A10.1 is outstandingly good, and far ahead of its competitors at this price range. We found that even under a full load at maximum brightness, the tablet could run continuously for 7 hours. In other tests, we ran an HD video loop for up to 15 hours. This is truly superb, just the job for anyone who needs a quality tablet to work from while on the road. Overall performance. The Galaxy Tab A10.1 is powered by Samsung's own Exynos 7870 Octa processor, with cores running at 1.6 GHz. There is an ARM Mali T830 MP2 GPU for video, and 2 GB of RAM. The tablet has one of the fastest flash drives we've seen. The tablet runs the Android 6.0 Marshmallow operating system, and you can add up to 200 GB of additional memory via the microSD card port. Everything is smooth and slick, even on graphically demanding games and complex websites, and the 10.1 is a significant improvement over all its predecessors from Galaxy Tab stable. Coming in number 2. Samsung Galaxy Tab A7.0. Ideal for surfing the web and streaming online content, the Galaxy Tab A7.0 would be a fixture on any roundup of the best Samsung tablets due to its slick feel, design, build, and beautiful display screen. The storage of this tablet can be expanded up to 200 GB using a microSD card, so it also makes a convenient storage location for all your favorite photos, music, and much more. Design. This 2016 addition to the Samsung Galaxy Tab series was greeted as a major shot in the arm of the lower end of the manufacturer's product line. This has a glass, front, and non-slip plastic finish, back, that makes it comfortable as well as safe to hold in one hand. Adding to this is the machine's weight of just 10 ounce, so you will have no problem holding this device in one hand for a long time, while delivering presentations, etc. The bezels, particularly on the sides, in portrait mode, are very narrow for a 7-in tablet, just 0.43 inches, so the Samsung Galaxy Tab A 7.0 is one of the most size-efficient tablets on the market. Overall, the feeling is strong and solid. Controls are very well laid out and easy to use, with, as seen in portrait mode, a microSD slot on the left, volume controls and power button on the right, a 3.5mm headset jack and micro USB port on the upper edge, and a microphone on the lower edge. Display, sound and features. The screen has a resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels and 16:1010 ratio, with pixel density of 216 ppi, which is very impressive for a tablet of this size, and superior to the resolution in some of the larger Galaxy Tabs. Images look pretty sharp, but as ever with tablets in this price range, the possibility of comfortable outdoors in sunlight is pretty limited, although it will perform perfectly well in the shade. The sound quality of the single speaker in the rear of the Galaxy Tab A 7.0 is, in some respects, surprisingly good. It has the ability to reach a maximum volume of more than 85 dBA, and the sound does not distort at high volumes. However, if you are an audiophile, the sound quality will probably make you squirm, as there is almost no bass presence whatsoever with this speaker. However, this can be rectified by means of a relatively inexpensive wireless speaker. There are two cameras. The primary rear-facing camera has a 5-megapixel resolution, with very good color reproduction and crisp, clear lines and detail. The front-facing shooter has a lower resolution of just 2 megapixel, but the standard of still images is still quite adequate for an entry-level tablet. Both cameras record video at 720 megapixel and 30 frames per second. Obviously, the quality is superior on the primary camera. There were a couple of features that really impressed our team. The first was the very good kids mode. This can be used to create customized user interfaces for up to 6 children, and parents will be able to access each profile and set maximum time limits for usage, as well as selecting age-appropriate software platforms to use. And for the adults, multitasking is made easy by the split-screen functionality of this device. A very nifty feature indeed. Battery life. While this tablet's battery life is not one of its standout features, it's still pretty impressive. You'll get more than 10 hours of battery life if you are using it casually, and around 6 hours when placed under the pressure of video and other tasks. It is going to be more than enough for the casual user, and will even be good enough if your demands are more complex, if you are organized enough always to have access to a portable or static power source to recharge or power when required. The depleted battery can be recharged in fewer than 4 hours even when the device is on. Overall performance. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A 7.0 has just 1.5 GB of RAM and a total of 8 GB of internal memory. Out of the box, it's abundantly clear that this is an entry-level device. The operating system and other preloads leave just over 4 GB of storage. However, there is a microSD slot in the tablet, and you'll be able to expand the memory up to 200 GB, which is fantastic for a tablet of this size. The tablet runs on Android 5.1 Lollipop, driven by a Spreadtrum Social with 4 Cortex-A7 cores that have a maximum rate of 1.3 GHz. It performs on a PAR with the Amazon Fire. Nothing spectacular, but certainly adequate, for browsing the web. One of the pleasant surprises about the Galaxy Tab A 7.0 is that even complex gaming is such a pleasure, with decent graphic and color reproduction, and smooth frames, and even with the single speaker in the rear, the audio is more than average too. However, this is by no means a tablet you would buy on the basis of its performance. It would suit someone who needs a convenient means of efficiently executing the fundamental tasks of web browsing, image storage and social media and email comms. Coming in number 1. Samsung Galaxy Tab A8. Up at the top of our Samsung tablet review is the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8. Designed with portability in mind, it was released back in 2015. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A 8.0 remains one of the best all-round Samsung tablets, comfortable to hold, handy and agile for working while you're on the go. The tablet has a sleek, lightweight design that makes it ideal for commuting. One of the best features for mobile users is the power-saving mode that significantly prolongs the device's battery life. Design. A number of years on from its original release, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 is one of the best Samsung tablets for the balance it strikes between features and affordability. It comes in 3 different color schemes, including white, smoky titanium and smoky blue. For the record, the Agent team liked the smoky titanium one best. Anyway, on with the review. For a tablet that's more than 3 years old, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 is surprisingly attuned to the taste for all things slim and lightweight. Weighing just 0.69 pounds, and measuring 5.4 by 8.2 inches, and just 0.29 inch thick, with a side bezel width and landscape configuration of 0.75 inch, this has such a dinky, nifty silhouette, and it even resembles one of the smaller iPads you can read about in R, although it must be said that the resemblance is limited, due to the Galaxy Tab's relatively plastic feel and construction. It may be a little bit heavier and thicker, but not by much, and its smooth back is comfortable to hold thanks to the quality of construction, and all ports, including volume controls, power button, and microSD card conveniently located along the upper right edge, in portrait mode, with the micro USB port, headphone jack, and single speaker along the bottom edge. Overall, we liked the compact design of this 8in tablet, which can be held quite comfortably and safely in one hand. Display, sound and features. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 runs Android Lollipop 5 with Samsung's TouchWiz overlay, a very easy-to-use skin that gives convenient access to a trove of great software features and various preloaded apps. The 1024 by 768 pixel resolution screen with a 4:3 aspect ratio is, in the harsh comparative light of 2020, a little bit lacking in some respects, although possibly not in the way you might expect. We were surprised that the screen struggled most with text, which sometimes appears a bit pixelated, albeit not to the point of illegibility. On the other hand, we were very impressed with the screen's quality when playing HD video. The 4:3 aspect ratio of this screen means that the letterboxing effect will be particularly marked in the case of some movies. And really, the least said about the speaker, the better really, because it really is incredibly poor. Our advice to anyone considering a Galaxy Tab A8.0 is to factor in the price of decent wireless speaker unit. Sadly, the Galaxy Tab A8.0 fights an uphill battle in respect of its touch screen, as it's gaming that exposes its weaknesses most cruelly. It does not compare favorably with many other tablets, although this would be from a seasoned gamer's perspective. Casual gamers might have less difficulty with this shortcoming. The Galaxy Tab A8.0 has a pretty good set of cameras, with both the rear-facing 5 megapixels and front-facing 2 megapixels camera producing clear and well-focused images. However, color is a little bit flat, and the edges are not quite as sharp as a serious photographer would be looking for. Battery life. Samsung claims that the Galaxy Tab A8 has approximately 13 hours of battery life. We found this about right, getting around 12 hours of video viewing on constant looped play in airplane mode. Of course, it will very much depend on what you are using the tablet for, but its battery life is pretty decent for a tablet of its age. Overall performance. The Samsung Galaxy Tab A has a 1.2 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon CPU with 1.5 GB of RAM, and 16 GB of internal storage. The latter is expandable up to whopping 128 GB using the microSD card slot. It is not exactly a Formula 1 standard in terms of its speed, but if you don't multitask too intensely, you'll have little trouble undertaking basic tasks such as checking email, browsing the internet, streaming video, and playing the less complex games. The trouble starts when you move to larger and more complex games and apps. They take longer to move and impact on overall performance. However, this is something that is not peculiar to the Galaxy Tab A8. It's an occupational hazard when using a tablet at this price point.